A furious voice cut through the freezing morning like a whip. "I am done with you, eh?" Grown man hurled those words at his disabled son as if the child were nothing but a burden. People at the bus stop flinched, but no one stepped forward. The father shoved his son toward a metal bench, the boy stumbling as his leg brace twisted under him. He fell hard against the cold seat, his small hands scrambling for balance. The father didn't even look at him. He just turned away, stomped down the street, and never glanced back. The boy's voice cracked as he called after him, but the man vanished around the corner, like the child had never been part of his life. The icy wind pressed against the boy's thin jacket, seeping into his bones. His face tightened as he tried to sit upright, the brace on his leg pinching painfully. His name was Caleb, only 8 years old, yet he already knew what it felt like to be unwanted. His breath came out in small trembles. He held his backpack close, as if trying to shield himself from the world. Inside was a stuffed lion with one button eye missing, the last thing his mother had given him before she passed away. He hugged it as quietly as he could. People stared. Nobody acted. They all had somewhere more important to be than beside a lonely, disabled child. A sleek black luxury car approached the stop and slowed as though drawn by the silence around the boy. The door opened and a tall man stepped out, sharp suit, polished shoes, hair neatly combed. He looked like someone who made decisions that changed lives. His name was Marcus Everett, self-made millionaire, who had clawed his way out of poverty only to discover that success didn't erase the scars of childhood abandonment. He wasn't looking for trouble. He was looking for coffee. But the moment he saw Caleb shaking on the bench, he stopped breathing. He recognized that look. He had worn the same one as a child. Marcus walked to the bench slowly, careful not to startle him. He noticed everything at once: the boy's uneven breathing, the redness in his eyes, the leg brace that didn't fit properly, and the small lion crushed in his arms. Marcus knelt until his eyes aligned with Caleb's. The boy flinched. His trembling hands tried to hide the lion inside his jacket. Marcus asked softly if someone was coming back for him. Caleb's eyes dropped to the ground, and he whispered, barely loud enough to hear that he didn't know. The words hit Marcus with a force he hadn't expected. He asked the boy if he was cold. Caleb didn't answer. He simply shivered. Without hesitation, Marcus took off his expensive coat and wrapped it around the child's shoulders. The boy froze, confused by the sudden warmth. No one had ever done that for him. His eyes lifted slowly and landed on Marcus's face, with a mixture of fear and hope. Marcus asked if he could take him somewhere warm. Caleb hesitated, glancing in the direction his father had disappeared. The wind howled across the sidewalk. His father was not coming back. Caleb finally gave the smallest nod. Marcus lifted him carefully, mindful of the boy's leg. Caleb gasped softly, unused to being carried gently. Marcus opened the car door and placed him in the heated seat, buckling him with the tenderness of someone who remembered exactly how it felt to have no one do it for him. Inside a nearby cafe, warmth wrapped around them like a soft blanket. Caleb stared at the steaming bowl of soup Marcus placed in front of him. He ate slowly at first, unsure if the food was truly his. Marcus watched him with a heavy heart. The boy should have been laughing, playing, dreaming. Instead, he ate like someone who expected every comfort to be temporary. When Caleb finished, Marcus asked what had happened at the bus stop. The boy's hands tightened around his lion. He said his father was tired of taking care of him. He said he walked too slow. He said he learned to slow. He said he asked too many questions. He said he made everything harder. Each word was a stone thrown into Marcus's chest. Caleb whispered that maybe his father would come back for him eventually. Maybe he just needed space. Maybe the boy really was too much trouble. The hope in his voice was small and breaking. Marcus felt his breath catch. He leaned forward, understanding too well the pain of convincing yourself you are the problem just to stop the hurt. A police officer walked into the cafe. Warming his hands, Marcus waved him over discreetly. He explained the situation, not with anger, but with urgency. Caleb gripped Marcus's sleeve tightly, afraid the officer would take him away. Marcus promised he wouldn't let anything bad happen. His voice was steady, gentle, grounding. The officer confirmed what Marcus already knew. The father had left intentionally. No one was coming back. For a long moment, Caleb didn't move. Then he fell into Marcus's chest and cried silently, the kind of cry that comes from a place deeper than tears. Marcus wrapped his arms around him and held him tight. Feeling the small body shake, social services met them within an hour, but Caleb refused to let go of Marcus. The representatives hesitated, seeing the connection forming before their eyes. Marcus made a decision with absolute certainty. He told them Caleb would come with him for now. He would ensure the boy had safety, warmth, and stability. The agents agreed after reviewing Marcus's credentials, recognizing that the child had finally found someone who cared. Days passed. Marcus transformed his guest room into a place where Caleb could play safely. He bought proper leg braces, arranged medical appointments, and cooked warm meals every night. He read to him before bed. He listened to him. He made him laugh. Slowly, the boy learned what it felt like to trust again. One night, Caleb asked if he could stay forever. Marcus froze. His heart had been guarded for years. But this boy, this abandoned child, had broken through every wall with nothing but quiet resilience. Marcus realized then that the empty ache in his chest had been waiting for someone exactly like Caleb. When the officials asked if he wanted to become the boy's guardian, Marcus didn't hesitate. He signed the papers with a steady hand and a full heart. Caleb, the boy who had been abandoned on a freezing morning, now belonged in a home where he was wanted, cherished, and safe. Marcus, the millionaire who had once walked the world alone, found the family he didn't know he needed, and the father who walked away faded into the background of Caleb's life, replaced forever by someone who chose him. Sometimes, the greatest transformations begin with the cruelty of one person and the compassion of another. Sometimes a heart that has been thrown away is picked up by someone who sees its worth in sometimes. A child abandoned at a bus stop ends up in the arms of the person who was always meant to love him.